Hi there, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mama.
And welcome to In My Mama's Kitchen. Hey everybody, welcome back to In My Mama's Kitchen. I'm Jeff, and Mama is not feeling well today, so I'm going to make her a special treat for a dinner. I'm starting pretty early. It's about 11:45. I'm going to make a pot roast, but I'm going to do it in the slow cooker. So, going to start out. I've got a 2¼ pound chuck roast, and it's got some really good marbling in it. And this one was on sale. I paid $11 for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out. Would help if I had tongs. And I'm going to season both sides with salt and pepper, seasoned salt, and some garlic. And let me get this pan going on. And I'm going to put that on medium to medium high. I want to sear all the sides. Now, everyone talks about how searing meat causes it to keep its juices. That is not correct. That is a falsehood. All it does is it gives it beautiful color and incredible flavor. There's no way to not keep juices inside of meat by searing it. I know everyone likes to say that, but I've done a lot of research on that. Alton Brown, Alex Cornicelli, Scott Conant, they'll all tell you the same exact thing. It does nothing but add flavor and color. Otherwise, you'll end up with gray meat. So I'm salting that. Pepper, a little bit of seasoned salt. And I'm just doing probably about a ½ teaspoon of each on either side, and then probably a ¼ teaspoon of garlic on either side. Now the pan's getting hot, so I'm going to put in some oil. Just enough to barely cover the bottom, so about like a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half. I'm going to let that get hot, and then what I'm going to do is I'm cooking this in the crock pot, so I'm going to line the bottom of the crock pot with some sliced onions, and then I'll put the meat in on top of that. So we'll be right back. All right, so the pan is hot. I'm going to go ahead and get this roast in. And it's going to sizzle, and it's going to sear, and it's going to take a while. But remember, you are not cooking this in this pan. All you're doing is searing it on all sides to get a good color. So while that's going on, I'm going to chop up this onion, or actually just slice it up. Or at least attempt to. I think Mom's still recovering from all the Thanksgiving mess. So I'm just cutting these. These don't have to be perfect. I just want them in like half rings, because this is what the pot roast is going to sit on in the slow cooker. Because in the slow cooker, we're going to cook this for a while. Probably like 5 to 6 hours until it's just fall apart tender. And that's going to be cooked on high. I know most people are like, oh, I do that on low. Yeah, well, if you've ever cooked a pot roast, you know the longer it cooks, the better it gets. Now, some people also put this part of the skin of the onion in theirs. I don't really. On the dark onions, yes, because it does give it a lot of extra flavor, but these white onions, doesn't really matter. So I'm just breaking these apart. And then it's going to be time to check the roast. I know, this is really entertaining to watch. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to give the roast as much time as possible. All right, so let's get done with the onions, go back to the roast. I'm gonna get the bigger tongs because that's heavy. It could have actually gone a little longer, and I'll probably turn it back over. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the edges as well. I'll turn it up on the edges. And I'll show you when I do that. All right, so now I'm searing the edges, and I'm going to continue with this just to get the edges seared. And you see that pretty crust on there? That's awesome. I'm just making noise and a mess. Now here is my crock pot sleeve. I'm just going to put these onions down in there. And then I'm going to turn this off and put Mr. Roast in on top of it. Now, one of my mama's secrets is Lipton onion soup mix. Okay, and apparently I'm too weak to open it with my hands, so I'm going to use some scissors. Spread that in. And I've got 4 cups of water here. What I want to do is mainly just cover the meat. I'm going to add just a little bit more. There we go. So it was 6 cups. So now this is going to go into the crock pot on high for about 4 to 5 to 6 hours. It just depends on doneness, and you'll just check it with a fork. I'm just stirring up the soup mix in here. All right, so I'll be right back, and then what I'll do is I'll show you how I prepare the vegetables to go in. This is going to cook for a couple of hours before I put in the carrots and celery. Actually, I may put in a little bit of celery now. I'll put in some of the leaves and stuff. And then I'll put in the carrots, and then I'll put in the potatoes later, about an hour to 2 hours before it's done, so they cook through. All right, so I'll see you in a little bit. All right, so I've got this going. I'm putting the lid on. Now, if you have a slow cooker with these lockdown lids, don't lock it down. That's only for traveling. If you lock it down, then what it does not allow the required amount of steam, even though it's got a steam hole, does not allow the required amount of steam to escape. So this is going on, and we'll check back in a little bit. Also, we're not putting celery in there. The maternal unit has said it'll make it taste more like a stew than a roast, so we're going with that. All right, welcome back. It's been 4 hours. Ooh, steam. Ha. And at 2 hour mark, I turned the roast over. And as you can see, everything's in here boiling. Let's take a look at this thing. It's tender, but it's not there yet. So it's, like I said, it's been 4 hours. I'm gonna add in a little over a pound of carrots. Now, normally I use regular carrots. The carrots at the store just weren't that good, so I found some baby carrots. I normally don't use them. Guys, baby carrots are not a special breed of carrot. They are regular carrots that have fallen on the floor. Parts of them were bad, so they cut them off and then they shave them down. So you're not buying a special breed. They're just regular carrots, and they're more expensive. So save time and money, cut your own. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check for seasoning, taste and adjust, and then in about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, I'll add the potatoes. So I'll see y'all later. All right, so it's been about an hour and a half since I put in the carrots. And those are doing really well. Let's see here. Take one aside for... tasting. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the potatoes. This is a little over a pound of potatoes. I just peeled them and chopped them. Got those in. And this roast is falling apart already. So by the time these potatoes are done, it's all gonna be perfect. See you in just a little bit. All right, so the roast is falling apart tender. It was, as you saw, it was one big jumbo piece, and now it's just falling apart. So we're gonna make our plates and show you what it looks like. Look how tender that is. Oh. Okay, sorry, bye. All right, so here's my plate. It's got roast, Mom made the gravy. It's got roasted potatoes and carrots. And I'm gonna get a little bite. I mean, just look how fall apart tender this is. Just, you're not gonna see me eat this time. Seasoned. Thank you. Seasoned very well. Carrots are just fall apart. All right, y'all gotta try this. I'll put the recipe in the description. Please like, subscribe, and send us your requests. Love y'all. Bye.